Coronation Street is set to air emotional scenes as Carla rushes to the hospital after learning that Betsy is fighting for her life. The coming episodes bring frightening moments for the young woman when she is suddenly taken to hospital in an ambulance. As panic spreads, suspicion quickly falls on her boyfriend, Dylan. The drama follows Betsy's recent decision to tell her close friend Lauren that she had been accepted into a prestigious fashion college in London. After hearing the news, Dylan encouraged her to share her plans with both Lisa and Carla. When Betsy finally revealed her decision, Carla was thrilled and proudly supported the opportunity, while Lisa struggled with the idea of her daughter moving so far away. Wanting to make the most of the time they had left together, Betsy later asked Dylan to teach her how to cook after an unsuccessful attempt at preparing breakfast. He patiently showed her how to make a bolognese, reassuring her that they could keep their relationship strong despite the distance. His comforting words left Betsy smiling as the pair embraced. A recently released preview showed an ambulance leaving number 6 before cutting to Weatherfield General, where a distressed Carla rushed inside and discovered Lisa sitting beside Betsy's hospital bed. A newly released spoiler clip expands on those scenes, showing Carla racing through the hospital entrance before spotting Ryan in the corridor. Desperate for answers, she immediately questioned him about what had happened. Ryan admitted that he didn't know the cause, explaining that he had found Betsy unconscious on the kitchen floor. Carla, unable to understand the situation, insisted that Betsy had been perfectly healthy earlier that day. She recalled how they had laughed together over running out of jam and butter before Betsy left to buy more supplies. Still struggling to believe the sudden turn of events, Carla repeated that everything had seemed completely normal only hours before. Ryan tried to comfort her and gently guided her toward Betsy's room. Inside, they found a devastated Lisa, keeping a constant vigil at her daughter's bedside as doctors continued treating Betsy. The mystery surrounding Betsy's collapse remains unanswered. Meanwhile, Dylan comes under intense suspicion as her condition becomes even more serious. As emotions boil over and accusations are exchanged, Lisa demands the truth, while Betsy is forced to face a diagnosis that will change her life forever. Coronation Street is preparing for a dramatic chapter as Cassie finds herself under increasing pressure while her secret troubles threaten to destroy everything around her. After weeks of acting strangely, Bernie begins to notice that Cassie becomes visibly uncomfortable every time Ross is nearby. Realizing something is seriously wrong, Bernie confronts her and demands to know what's going on. Unable to hide the truth any longer, Cassie finally admits that Ross has been blackmailing her. Bernie urges her to stop living in fear and face the situation before it gets even worse, although it's unclear whether Cassie will find the courage to follow that advice. Meanwhile, Ross continues trying to build a connection with his newly discovered son, Tyrone. Their relationship slowly starts improving, but Tyrone also becomes suspicious after noticing unusual tension between Cassie and Steve. As he pieces everything together, Tyrone uncovers the truth and is left completely stunned by what he learns. Cassie's problems only grow when she discovers Ross has spent the night with Tracy at number 1. Believing Tracy has no idea what Ross is really capable of, Cassie attempts to warn her, but Tracy refuses to take her concerns seriously. Later, Cassie spots Tracy and Ross sharing a kiss before watching Ross head into the bistro carrying a bouquet of flowers. Convinced he's deceiving Tracy, she immediately tells her what she has seen, instantly ruining Tracy's happy mood. Ross is puzzled when Tracy suddenly becomes distant toward him. He quickly explains that the flowers weren't meant to mislead her and admits he wants to slow down their romance so he can focus on developing a stronger bond with Tyrone. It doesn't take Ross long to realize that Cassie has been interfering behind his back. Furious, he confronts her at number 9 and warns her to stay out of his personal life, leaving Cassie shaken by the threat. Moments later, Tyrone arrives and delivers another devastating blow by ordering Cassie to leave. Already overwhelmed, she is heartbroken when Tyrone accuses her of constantly meddling in his attempts to build a relationship with his biological father. The latest confrontation follows an emotional week for Cassie. Hoping to prove her commitment to Steve, she unexpectedly proposed to him at the cab office. Instead of the happy ending she imagined, the moment ended in disappointment. Coronation Street is about to deliver one of Sarah's most emotional moments yet, as overwhelming guilt threatens to destroy the future she has been dreaming of. When Theo's death became the center of a major murder mystery, several residents found themselves under suspicion. Among those considered possible killers were Todd, Summer, Danielle, George, Christina, and Gary, each of whom had strong reasons to want Theo out of their lives. In truth, the list of suspects could have been much longer. By the time Theo met his violent end after being struck and falling from the scaffolding, he had managed to make enemies across Weatherfield. As the investigation gathered pace, it became increasingly obvious that Sarah and Gary were hiding a dangerous secret. Their suspicious behavior led Maria and Kit to question exactly what the pair were keeping from everyone. Following a tense dinner party where Maria openly accused them of having an affair, the real story finally came to light. There had never been a romance between Sarah and Gary. Instead, Sarah had been responsible for Theo's death, and Gary had helped cover up what happened. Unable to cope with the weight of her actions, Sarah eventually admitted the truth to Todd. Horrified by her confession, Todd ended their friendship, leaving Sarah feeling even more isolated. The pressure continues to build next week when Kit unexpectedly asks Sarah to marry him. Instead of celebrating the proposal, she realizes she can no longer keep her secret hidden and decides to confess everything. Speaking about Sarah's emotional state, Tina O'Brien explained that Sarah believes she is the worst person imaginable. What should have been the happiest moment of her life is instead overshadowed by guilt, shame, and fear, making it impossible for her to enjoy Kit's proposal. She also revealed that Sarah knows confessing the truth will destroy the perfect relationship Kit believes they share, even though she genuinely loves him and wants a future together. According to Tina, Sarah has no idea how to move forward because she cannot imagine marrying Kit while keeping such a devastating secret. The emotional burden pushes her closer and closer to breaking point. Discussing what might happen after the confession, Tina said Sarah fears Kit will feel deeply betrayed, especially if he discovers Gary knew the truth all along, while he remained completely unaware. Sarah also worries Kit may believe she stayed with him simply to protect herself from prison, rather than because of her genuine feelings. Tina believes that kind of betrayal could create a relationship built on mistrust, leaving their future together hanging by a thread. Fans have long debated whether Sarah belongs with Kit or Gary. Reflecting on that question, Tina admitted she once believed Kit was clearly the right choice, but recent events have complicated everything. She explained that Sarah and Gary have developed a powerful emotional connection through everything they have experienced together. Even though their relationship never became romantic, there is still a deep bond between them, making it difficult to know whether those feelings could eventually become something more. She added that the dramatic dinner party episode and the shocking murder revelation have received an overwhelmingly positive response from audiences, making it one of the most talked about storylines of the year.